Paul Revere is back on the line. All right, I'm trying to figure out what you're saying here. It's probably better you explain it to me than me read it.
Yeah, basically it says Journal of Luminescence, and I was trying to get to you to read it. Like the letters, you figured out the letters are at the end of the Chatelet record, right? If you look at the letters at the end of the link for Chatelet, for that link that I gave you, that goes to.
Oh, okay. Now I see what you're getting in a queue.
Yes, there's 9 letters at the end. Two sets of capitals are separated by an X, and one of them is NAQ, which is like a roadmap to Q, the letter Q. It's so obvious sitting there, right? And when you look up NAQ, you get how much water in Q said follow the water. So it's basically a formula to figure out how a person can float on water. Okay, and so what do you do when you float on water? You astral travel. You have a float tank. You plane into another existence, time and space. Correct?
Right.
Yeah, and the other one will lead you to the link that I just gave you with the scientific Journal of Luminescence, which is the peer-reviewed documentation of how do you transmit through crystalline metal from one place to another without any radio transmissions. That is the definition of what Einstein said is where the spookiness comes into play, because they don't understand where that goes. And then I was trying to tell you, 90% when they did their little test, 90% moved from one ship to the next and 10% went missing. And I'm saying it went from one dimension to the next, and then that 10% went completely disappeared into that other dimension because they don't know where it went. Why isn't it transmitted? That was the stuff that somebody didn't want you to have transmitted. So they, on the other dimension, stopped that 10%. What are the letters? RJ?
The
4 R with the R one.
They are
RLJZ, right? And I was trying to tell you, RL is real, and JZ is Jesus, real Jesus, which is the luminescence at the top of that document. It's RL. When you put those 4 letters into it, it sends you to that document of crystallization. Go back and look at how I'll give you an example. I was in this boating accident, and we looked down on the water, and as you look down on the water, and it's crystal clear water, you look down, you can see hundreds of feet down, and all you see is these really weird vortex swirls, right, of light. That is a prism of light in the water, which is how the water becomes a crystal and transforms a person from time and space. And it's all in a link to a Chatelet thing, which is how the reference back into time travel is in the meme magic, and Kekistan Frog is now, and we're talking about a record that was 30 years ago or
more. This is crazy because so I typed in the INAQ thing, right, and I pulled up Wikipedia. Yeah. So it says here inches of water or inches of water gauge, IWG or IN.W.G. Inches of water column, inch, WC or just WC, NIAQ. AQ or NH2O is a non-SI unit for pressure. The units are conveniently used for measurement of certain pressure differentials, such as a small pressure difference across an orifice or a pipeline or shaft. It is defined as the pressure exerted by a column of water of 1 inch in height at defined conditions.
Now stop. Okay. Like he just said, in a column or a shaft. What's in the center of the Pepe album. It's a hole with a swirl in the center, like a vortex.
Like a
of where you
drain.
travel through time and space.
Yeah.
Exactly what the water is inside of the time and space. You're following me on this, aren't you?
Yes, dude. My mind is like, I wonder if Adam's listening to this because my mind is blown, dude.
This is ultimate blown shit right here. This is like far. I don't even think most of these Kekistan people even know what I've just done with decoding the. Only a few people know what I are talking about.
Are you hearing the bombs dropping? That's my mind exploding right now.
Because they all know about the album. They don't know about the link to the album. I just did that last week.
Dude. 2URL JZ times INAQ. NAQ.
Bingo.
Which is NAQ.
Yeah, in a line. A straight line. Where do you go with a straight line? You can go right to where he's telling you. In a
to
Q,
the center.
Water.
To the center.
Huh?
It's to the line points to the center of the Q.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Which is a portal.
It's so easy.
Which is a portal.
Yes.
Into time travel.
Yes.
Which is crazy because if you read that book about Baron,
yes,
the time traveler.
Two stories since we're on right now, all right? Okay, so
holy shit,
I was swimming
dude.
in this spring pond. Okay, wait, no, this is a bomb. I was swimming in this spring pond, okay? And I'm not gonna say where it was, but there was this rock out in the middle, and I swam out there and I stopped. And I was like, because I've had lots of visions in my life, and I had this major vision, okay? I was sitting there and I'm like, there's two people sitting on the rock that I want to go to. It's a big giant boulder out in the middle of this spring-fed lake that's crystal clear. And I stopped, and I had the visions when they come to me, I have an instantaneous, and it was like all-seeing knowledge right then and there. And I was like, you people aren't going to believe this. And they look at me all weird, and I'm like, because I didn't know who they were. And I was like, yeah, I just saw something. And they're like, what? I said, yeah, I just saw that that something happened and my whole body was on fire electrically. And I said, I just saw it in a vision. And they're just looking at me all crazy, right? Because they look over at me. And then I literally take another second, and they're just going, huh? What's this guy? What's the hell is he talking about? I swim around the corner, and I go to get on the big boulder because it's half in the water and half out. And I pull my toe, my toenail out of my toe, and I screamed, right? And I go, ah! And I kid you not, it felt just like my whole body was on fire electrically, because that's what I saw in my vision right before it happened. And I was in water. Now, doesn't that tell you it's a trip?
Dang. Explain what the SIAE means also.
Hold on a second.
So we know the Jubal is the definition of somebody who, which is right here, son of Lamech or Adah, the progenitor of musicians and those who produce music instruments from Genesis 4:21. Okay, so if we go back to so it's actually the shade I lay, right? So if you didn't say shade I lay, and you said shade I lay, which is like hidden in the shadows.
Oh, I never saw that, but yeah, you're right. What about 5-5 on the record and 45, which is President Trump? It's like there's so much shit on there.
45 and then President Trump. Then you got the swirl in the middle that goes with the INAQ, which has to do with water. Then you have Pepe the Frog that's banned.
Yeah.
In the shade I lay.
Yeah, he's got a bloody wand in his hand, doing me magic. Look at all the M's. He's got a wand, and everything that's coming out of his wand is an M for memes. Meme.
Oh my gosh.
And then at the bottom it says PETE It says point emerging. What is it?
Point emerging, probably entering.
That's exactly what time travel is.
So,
you have to
so the point someone
emerge
is
to
emerging of
probably
something
enter.
is the same place they're emerging. So the same place you
Yes.
enter is the same portal you emerge from.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they're talking. What this is clearly talking about, and whoever is time traveling Q over here is talking basically that they have figured out, and it's probably comes from the technology that the Trumps acquired from Tesla with this time traveling machine that everyone's talking about. So
it's proof,
they
isn't
opened
it?
a portal somewhere to where this person goes in and out of time.
Yeah, and I just showed you the documents that tell you how to fucking do it.
In the shade I lay, the swirl in a Q, the points to the center of a circle. So it's telling you, basically, this is how you time travel with this.
Yeah,
this is the recipe with the water in a Q, at the center of a Q.
Yeah. No, nobody knows this but you and me and one other person.
In the center of a Q, Ed Jubal. So Ed Jubal is a person who plays the harp, an angelic being.
Yep.
Who plays musical instruments, a harp.
Yeah.
Who's in the shade they lay, and they time travel in a Q. In the center of this is the drain that comes from the recipe here for inches of water, and it's measured. The standard acceleration of gravity is 1 in a Q.
I hope you recorded this.
Oh, we're recording this.
Wait till the world sees this. Because this is what...
Dude, my mind is blown.
Yeah, you wait till the world being in my mind for a few days.
Jesus. Adam's on here like, dudes, the tubes in and under the pyramids. He says there's stuff like this hidden everywhere. Dude, so at the temperature and assuming the standard acceleration of gravity, 1 in a Q is approximately 249.082 pascals. Alternative standard conditions is uncommon usage for 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and depends on industry standards rather than on international standards.
It's a recipe how to time travel. It's right there.
It's right here on your screen. Okay, so here's the recipe right here, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch this video later.
How do you feel being the second one to know?
So here it is. 1 in a Q equals 0.036 IBF/inches squared, or 27.7 inches. I guess AQ is aqua, equals 1 IBF inches square, or 1 in H2O equals 248.84 pascals, or the water has to be 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The recipe is right on your screen right here. So you're telling me it takes water and an inch of water at that temperature, and the standard acceleration of gravity is 1, or 249.082 pascals.
So when I swam to that rock, I must have hit a little patch of that perfect degree water, perfect salinity or crystallization in the water that transported myself 35 seconds or a minute and a half, whatever, somewhere in there, to swim around that big boulder on the other side.
Dude,
I literally traveled a minute and a half into the future because the pressure of the water was just right, and I was just in it just the right point in time. And it's crazy, isn't it?
Oh my God. So Ed Jubal, an angelic being, and then 45. Okay, so what's the 5.55?
Okay, 5-5 is D5. D5 is a chess maneuver where it's fifth dimension and it's 5-dimensional chess. And
Isn't that a slogan from Q? This is chess, not checkers.
Well, probably, but there's so much to it. And if you go into the Bible and go 5-5, you'll see. And the numerology in it, it's all in there too. So there's so much. That's like a whole giant rabbit hole in its own.
In the shade I lay, in a Q. An angelic being is. This is crazy.
It was it's total occult. It was hidden in the link in plain sight, and no one saw it. All those people, how many thousands? Go back to that record and look how many thousands of comments. They all went there, and who saw it?
1,958 comments.
And they're all talking about how it was how this signifies that they went through time travel, because they went on their board, 8chan board. It's all these 4chan and 8chan people, and they all went to look and see at the record because they wanted to see what it actually said on the record, and they were all blown away. And that's what all the comments are about, because one of the posts on the board was number 77777, and that you don't get to pick the number of the post, and that was someone said Trump won. Trump's gonna win, and that post was lucky sevens all the way across. The whole place went flying off the handle, and that's what started this whole thing with the Keck. Yeah, I know.
I'm looking up what this SAIE is.
I can't remember what it is, but I know it is something. You might have to find, like, peck and find. Like, you can also go to the Jubilee is also a Jewish thing, and if you look into Jubilee, that other Jubal one further, you'll find that it talks about Cain and Abel and the whole history of man, the Genesis. Like, come on,
who is this person?
This is just, and you and I were talking about that yesterday, and I was kind of cracking a laugh in the back. I'm thinking about it.
Who is this person? Now I'm curious. Now I'm very curious.
How'd this guy make this album 30 plus years ago? Don't know, man. But he apparently likes that we all like it. So
this is absolutely insane.
That's why I had to call you.
So side A, MASNP. Do you know what the number is after that? 007.
Yeah.
MASNP 007 45.
I've seen that.
555.
Yeah.
The shade I lay in a Q.
And it's all 555 is all multiples of 11 too. So you got to remember that.
That's the number of enlightenment.
The number of enlightenment in God. Yes.
I see that number everywhere all the time. If you were in the chat earlier, you saw me push in 1111.
Yeah, well, I've seen it for more than 10 years.
Yeah. This is amazing. Yeah, we're gonna put this out there.
You haven't heard my 222 story. I had my I can't tell you too much because someone might be able to find me if I tell you certain things, but my odometer read 2222222, like 222,000 on the exact marker of the road that I'm going to go up the mountain when the great flood comes. And the day I was on my phone with my other mate, I was asking, for the first 6 months, I was asking, which mountain am I going to go up, this one or that one? And I was talking to my mate on the phone upstairs, and I saw this star, and it was between me and the clouds. It was ginormous. It was like 3 football fields, is huge, and it was like a cartoon character star projected between me and the cloud. And it was like, oh, that must be the direction someone's telling me to go. That's the mountain. That's exactly the point that I've been looking at to drive up. I'm like, holy shit, I don't like seeing this. And I'm on the phone with one of my really good mates. I'm telling him, you won't believe this. You won't believe this. You won't believe what I'm seeing right now. And he's like, what? It's a giant star, and it's not real. It's projected there somehow. I don't know how the hell it's there. But on 11/11 of this past year, I was driving, and it was 12:12 in the afternoon, and my odometer read 2222 all the way across, and the driveway, the road that goes up the hill where that star was at 22222 all the way across.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's beyond amazing. There's a lot more I can't tell you right now because I don't know how much trouble we can get into.
Well, it's my face on the camera right now, so I'll walk up and some dude's gonna walk through a portal right in front of me and be like,
Well, yeah, that's kind of what we saw.
Oh,
yeah, and it wasn't just me. So,
I've
mountain.
I've seen some strange stuff in my life. I can't explain it even to this day. If I told you some of the stuff that happened to me whenever I was in jail, it even freaked out the sheriff's department. They had dudes in suits I've never seen before coming to visit me, and they strapped me to a chair for 48 hours because they were afraid of me. I did nothing.
Afraid of you, or what was going to come out at them?
Probably that. But some dudes in suits showed up. Never seen them before. But they just came in the room and they would stare at me. They wouldn't say anything. I asked who they were. They wouldn't say anything to me, and then they would just walk out. I'm like, who? And I would ask the sheriffs, who are these people? And they wouldn't answer me. It was crazy.
Yeah. But if I would, my registration has all these weird numbers on it too that match all the numbers we're talking about, which is almost mathematically impossible. Right? Yeah. No.
This is crazy.
But yeah, no, there's some seriously interesting stuff that's gonna happen soon. That's all I can tell you.
Well, apparently, from what I'm seeing, is we have time travelers.
Yeah, definitely.
In the shade I lay. This is crazy. 007.
Yeah, I can't remember what is it SIEA?
SIEA.
Type it up.
Oh,
type it up. You can find something.
Put it in right.
It's like it's not like a mystery. It's more like a investigation. You have to actually kind of dig into it a little bit to find the actual things you're looking for. Sometimes they're on the second page over or at the bottom. We've been finding stuff. Like I've been decoding all the Q stuff, and I've got like 50 to 75, maybe even more scientific articles that are hidden in all of his stuff. And they're all scientific data sheets and stuff that like you have to be a mastermind to read them. It's like, it's not even really humanly possible. So most of the stuff, and like if you start reading that Luminosity one, you got to be like, and I asked you, I said, well, so where does crystallized metal come from? You don't have it in your back pocket, do you? So you're talking about stuff that really probably doesn't even exist on Earth, and math that doesn't exist on Earth. So where is this stuff coming from?
This is crazy.
You know?
This SIAE is San Isabel Electric. There's that.
Yeah. I don't know if I can click over. I don't think I can just drop the screen on this, can I?
You might be able to.
No, it's not showing me a way to do it. Oh yeah, I can. Because if I look it up, you can still hear me, right?
Oh yeah.
Because if I look it up, I can find exactly what I'm. SSIAE, right?
It's just SAIE. S period I period A period E period.
Yeah, but I don't remember if I wrote it in that way or if I wrote it in SAIE. No, I must have didn't let dots in it.
I'm gonna do something because now I'm curious. So while you're looking up that, and everyone, if you watch this later, we're digging into something that could possibly get us in trouble. So,
No, what I could tell you would get us into trouble. That's the problem. I have to the other stuff that goes along with all this. I have to break it in a bigger place. Or the last time I was telling you that the contractor called in. He's listening to what I'm saying, even to you right now. He's got a subcontractor that's listening. He's got 400 of them. He watches what I'm saying I'm doing with one of his subcontractors. As soon as I say stuff, he's gonna find out and he's gonna know what I'm revealing, and he's okay with it because he wants the world to know, but he wants to be able to collateral damage it. And if there's more people listening, like if I did this on Marv, I could actually he would actually have a better, easier way of protecting me because more people heard it. You follow what I'm saying?
right.
And the other stuff that has to be revealed is stuff that could go wrong if it's not. Remember what we were talking about the other day about how the wobble was moved? It has to do with that kind of implications of what that. If someone got their hands on that was nefarious, that could be really bad. So, like, you got to kind of understand that there's some weird consequences for some of this stuff. SAIE, right?
Yes.
I'm going to the second page and I'm not finding it on the first. It's been like 2 months since I decoded this, so I don't know. It might be gone now.
Looking at something on here. So that's not in there. So I'm looking at drops and I'm pushing in INAQ.
Oh no, there won't be any drop in it. I did it. I didn't do it. I did it. I did it online, but I can't say. I don't want to say where because it could track back to me. You probably have an idea though.
Mm-hmm.
Not on HN or that one. It's the other one. I can't find SAIE now. This is a beautiful intellectual female with the ability to charm anyone with her talents. That's not it.
Dude, I didn't record this. Thought I hit.
You didn't?
No, I thought I hit start recording. It's on the replay.
Does it automatic?
I can download.
Yeah, well, automatically. Yeah.
I can download it from DLive. and chop it out of there. Could have swore I hit that. Maybe I did hit it and it didn't. It did something else.
Anyway, I can't find it right now. Like half this stuff just not disappears, but like goes back to either computer programming or scientific articles. Am I breaking up on you?
No, you sound good.
Anyway. So the other incident where I was in a sailing accident was the boat got knocked over and the kid was completely gone crazy on me. And I had to like smack him out of his craziness because he told the instructor that he knew how to swim when he didn't. And so our mast had the sail all caught up in the lines rigging. So I had to dive down, and it was in a crystal clear water, and you could see like hundreds of feet down. And these were two things that happened to me that were like 15 years apart, maybe even more. But they were obviously stuck with me. But at the same time, they were showed to me for a reason. You know, like these things happened, and then oh voila, it's back in my head, and it's like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense now. So when you read MJ12, and they were talking about disclosures and people being pushed to things on purpose, I can see that for many things in my life, from a near-death experience to just, you know, the other day, even, you know, seeing those things in the sky and knowing that, hey, those aren't satellites. And the day I decoded some of the stuff from Q, and I was talking about the stars falling out of the sky as soon as I go up to my room and lay down my head, one second out the window, and I see a shooting star, almost like on cue, that was sent there for me to tell me that I was on the right path. And that was just like 2 weeks ago.
Adam just sent me over here, or sent a link over in the chat. This is crazy. This is a full body teleportation system, and it's a patent. Inventor John St. Clair, US 200600711122A1. A pulse gravitational wave wormhole generator system that teleports a human being through hyperspace from one location to the other. Generating a pulse gravitational wave which propagates through a magnetic vortex wormhole generator, and generating a wormhole with a magnetic vortex generator whereby the pulse gravitational wave traverses through the wormhole and enters into hyperspace, where the wave is enormously magnified due to the lower speed of light in that dimension. To the method, and this is old too, and it looks like a disc or something.
Doesn't mention water or anything in there.
Hold on. Say application filed 9/29/2004. Priority to US 9/29/2004. Publication was on 4/6/2006. Assigned to Hecht Rojas Luis A. in 7/7/2015. Application status abandoned. This is crazy. Application status abandoned 1/18/2020.
1/18?
What the?
What's that? That's today.
That's
today.
Tomorrow. No. What the?
Were we supposed to look at that? Was that like sent to us? Oh shit! Did they kill that poor dude?
Oh shit, dude. Adam. Adam, did you notice this when you found this?
You can't make this shit up.
Application status is abandoned 1/18/2020. It is 3:25 in the morning where I'm at. Adam's laughing in the chat. It has only been the 18th of January for 3 hours and 25 minutes.
Hurry up, redo his patent and send it in for him.
Quickly, what in the hell is going on? Two methods of Claim 1, wherein the step of generating the pulse gravitational wave compromises using two granite stone obelisk, mounting monochromatic wave toroidal waveguides on top of each obelisk to create a rotating, twisting, propagating gravitational wave through the vertical axis of each obelisk. Oh my gosh, do you know what an obelisk is? Do you guys know what an obelisk is? Okay.
It's the thing that stands up in the middle of the Washington Monument.
It's the penis of Baal worship is what that represents.
Yeah.
So when they bury him, the obelisk is supposed to be his penis sticking out of the ground. It's what that's supposed to mean. Adam said, I've had these patents for a long time now. Adam, are you a time traveler? I have tons of crazy shit. Has it always said application status is abandoned 1/18/2020? So they just so happened to plan it for today when you sent it this morning, which it's, so Adam is, yeah, he's over there, so now he is on tomorrow. I think you're on tomorrow too, aren't? No, you're an hour until the 18th, aren't you? I think. This is crazy. May have something to do with water pressure and portals.
Is that what it says?
What Adam just said. So we go on down here. 3. The method of Claim 1, wherein the step of generating a wormhole into hyperspace compromises. Using two concentric cylinder solenoidal coils of different radial connected by a single wire wrapped in opposite directions on a thin iron transformer laminate, generating bucking electric fields down the center line of vortex generator, which generates a space-time curvature distortion with negative energy in accordance with Einstein's general theory of relativity. 4. A teleportation system compromising, generating a gravitational wave traveling through hyperspace which interacts with a human energy being and pulling the human energy being into a physical being and physical body out of dimension when interacting with the pulse gravitational wave, such that the person is teleported from one location to another through hyperspace and back again into our 4D space-time dimension. Brief summary of the invention. The invention is a system that teleports a human being through hyperspace from one location to another using pulse gravitational wave traveling through hyperspace. Background of the invention. The basis of this invention is an event referring to Figure 1 occurring on May 2nd, 2004, in which the inventor, he personally experienced a full-body teleportation while walking to the bus stop, a long road that runs perpendicular to a nearby commercial airport runways where planes are landing. There's a wide iron grating for water drainage that crosses the road at the center of the bus stop. The grating width is such that one has to make a concerted effort to jump across it in order to get to from one side to another. Approximately 50 meters from the iron grating, he felt a vertical wave similar to a flag waving in a breeze traveling down the street towards the bus stop. The wave velocity was about 1 meter per second, which was slightly faster than his walking speed. The next instant, he found himself walking down the street near the corner of the next block. Realizing that he had passed the bus stop, he turned around to see iron grating approximately 50 meters up the street and back of him. Because there was no recollection of having jumped across the iron grating nor having passed the bus stop's yellow marker line, he realized that he had been teleported a distance of 100 meters while moving along with the traveling wave. It was obvious that the wave was pulsed because the front edge overtook the inventor, moved him momentarily, and then the back edge of wave left him as he moved down the street. While contemplating this sequence of events, he then looked up and saw a span of a few seconds a twin turboprop airplane in the distance crossing above the road while making a shallow descent in order to land at the airport. It took a number of days in order to understand this sequence of events. The explanation involves knowledge of wide-range subjects such as gravitation physics, hyperspace physics, wormhole electromagnetic theory, and experimentation, quantum physics, and the nature of human energy field. It is obvious.
Okay, stop for a second.
Okay.
Stop for a second. I found SIAE. I had it wrong. And you won't believe what it says. High capacity microwave connectivity. It's Alphys full outdoor zero footprint, 17 gigahertz point-to-point backhaul solution for flexible rollout and full IP networks. That's one of them. Q's pointing at you saying 17 gigahertz. What have you ever heard that runs on 17 gigahertz?
17 gigahertz.
Like nothing.
No.
It's SIEA, high capacity microwave connectivity. And what are you just talking about? Time travel through waves, microwave connectivity, Miro distribution.
Yeah, hyperspace physics, wormhole electromagnetic theory, quantum physics, and the nature of the human energy field. Wow.
Singapore Air, and then Singapore Aerospace Technology Engineering Conference is the Singapore Institute of Aerospace Engineers. This other one I thought was right because there's a big giant O that, and it's facilitate precursor. It's about silic acid. But no, he was talking about wormholes and waves. It's the same damn thing that happened to me, basically, wasn't it?
It has to be.
Yeah, I had a vision that showed exactly what was going to happen to me. I was like, I could see perfectly. It was like my whole body was on fire electrically. And when I swear to you, when your toenail gets yanked out in one go, it feels like your whole body's on fire electrically. I swear to you, man.
Oh.
And I took a photo of my nails. Had to half swim to the beach with one arm. And I took a photo of it and I posted on Facebook years and years and years ago. But like, yeah, it's I still have the photo on hard drive somewhere. So like, it's proof that my toe fell out. You know, my toenail was yanked out in one go. You can see the blood gushing out of it and everything. And it must have a timestamp on it. I should go find that timestamp and see if it's got a weird time frame on it.
So I just came across something in this that has to do with the pineal gland. Each vortex is connected through the pineal gland by light cords to a separate hyperspace quantum well having its own frequency and dimension. The reason for the separation is that the conical spiritual eye attached to vortex B has to have its own energy structure, which is different from vortex A, which is connected to the quantum energy field in which the mental process are developed. Due to high speed of light in our dimension, the quantum wells are the size appropriate to molecules and atoms. In hyperspace, where the speed of light is 1 meter per second, the quantum wells are huge and can be manipulated. This manipulation...
Wait, stop. You said 1 meter per second. In space, it's 1 meter per second. In water, as above, so below. In water, it was what? We're real close to this.
Water is... An inch of water is 1 INAQ. So 1 NAQ is approximately the 249. Hold on.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if it's real similar in towards the space calculation. Are you following what I'm saying?
We're on to something here because Adam just linked another wormhole. I don't know why he collects these. He just put another patent over here for a wormhole. Magnetic vortex wormhole generator. Magnetic. So he has he has a water generator that generates electricity using a magnetic vortex wormhole generator and a water injector vacuum chamber to produce low density hyperspace energy that causes hydrogen atoms of water molecules to decay into electron pairs.
Dude, that's pretty much exactly what we were just talking about with NAAQ and then our RLJZ.
Oh my gosh. Magnetic monopole spacecraft.
Yeah, they got this technology, eh? They're using it. You know they are.
These are all U.S. patents from John St. Clair. What?
Where was his locale at? Does it say where he's from?
Where John St. Clair's from?
Yeah.
Let's look up John St. Clair. John Quincy, John St. Clair, John Quincy, St. Clair, St. Clair, John Quincy. John Quincy.
So if I knew Japanese, back to the Chatelet album, there's inside the meme magic, there's a Japanese symbol and a bunch of letters in there. And then it says the other letters, M-A-S-N-E in capital letters, and right beside the 007. So I did look up those, and I can't remember what I found on that, but it was pretty unique too. Like everything on here is on here for a reason. Magic sound. Okay, so you got magic sound at the top, which would mean that this music can help you along that path. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Can help the music can transform you too. MASNP. Go ahead and read what you're going to do. I'm going to try to look up that MASNP.
So do you know? Okay, so John Quincy St. Clair or John St. Clair or John. Dude, you're not gonna believe what the name is on this. St. Clair John Q.
You're fucking with me, aren't you?
No. You know who John Quincy Adams is?
Is it a relative of his?
John Q. Adams. John Q. Adams. July 11th, 1767.
No way. 11? What's that? 611?
6/11/67 to February 23rd, 1848 was an American statesman, diplomat, lawyer, and diarist who served as the 6th president of the United States from 1825 to 1829.
It's not the same guy. He didn't transfer through time to write the. No?
Well, he has a lineage.
But we could transfer through time with our DNA, right? Isn't that what it's saying? Because your DNA is a spiral, which is a toroid, and all those things are talking about toroids. And your pineal gland is rumored to be a crystal.
I'm sitting here in my studio, and some dude opens a portal, and it's John Q. I'm gonna be like,
hello?
Did we figure this out? Maybe we get to join the team or something.
Oh, we were already on the team, mate.
Oh, dude.
We're already on the team. There's no doubt in my mind.
So John Quincy Adams, son of John and Abigail Adams, served as the 6th President of the United States. Colonel John Quincy Adams was an American soldier, a politician, a member of the Quincy political family. His grandfather, his granddaughter Abigail Adams named her son John Quincy Adams after him. The city of Quincy, Massachusetts is named after him.
So if you look up the MASNP, you get one of these things called MEF2A gene, genetics home. They talk about the protein encoding by the gene and the DNA binding. Back to what I was just talking about before. Your DNA is a spiral. I'm trying to read it real fast to see if this is where you want to go. But yeah, genetics home reference.
Well, we're getting into some. I got like 10 tabs open right now.
MSNPF is mutual shared neighborhood probabilities, finite and infinite dimensional results. There's a paper on it on csun.edu. What were we just talking about?
Adam said, occult shit, fallen angel tech. I found it all a while ago. You should have asked when I told you I had patents. 23 pages. Y'all thought I was sitting here stupid. No, we didn't.
Are you following me on back to Chatelet record? MSNP.
Mm-hmm.
MASNP is on the album cover, on the album.
Yes, and next to it's the 007.
It sent me to a paper called Mutual and Shared Neighborhood Probabilities, Finite and Infinite Dimensional Results.
Are you shitting me?
No. I'm looking at it right now. It's c.sun.edu. It's all high-end math.
What do the equations look like?
Let XIID random variable defines an RD having common continuous density Fx, and let R be the rank of X. I don't like to read that stuff because, oh my god, equations look like way beyond. Fuck yeah.
Some Einstein shit, like we need a astrophysicist to help us out here. So I pulled this up. Who is inventor John Quincy St. Clair? The mysterious inventor John Quincy St. Clair filed some very interesting and exotic technology back in the early 2000s. Please refer to my last post. Okay, no one has been able to figure out who this man is. Let's talk about his surname, St. Clair. Clan St. Clair, Scottish Gaelic clan, Highland Scottish clan, who held lands in northern Scotland, the Orkney Islands, and the Lothians. The chief of the clan were the Barons of Roslin, and later the Earls of Orkney and the Earls of Caithness. Their crest is a dude. Fucking, are you kidding me? If you could see this right now, it's a Q, and around the Q it says "Commit thy work to God." That's their crest.
You gotta be shitting me.
That's their crest badge.
That's them. That's gotta be Q. There's no doubt in my mind. How old is that group?
Adam Augustine said, "Wow, wow, dude."
We're on it. We're so on it.
No one knows who this dude is either. He started this in the 2000s. When did Q start putting Q drops out?
It was 2015. Was it 2015 or 17? Like there was someone was saying randomly there was one. Can you see that? I just sent you in the chat on the Zoom. I just sent you that CSUN article PDF that I found from Chatelet.
Oh, I forgot you can do that. Hold on just a second. Adam.
I just didn't know if it popped up.
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up. Adam just pulled a
Okay.
Put another patent in here from the same dude.
Guess who published that paper? The Applied Probability Trust. What's it say at the bottom of the album? Pepe.
What?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
No, it's published by the Applied Probability Trust.
I wish I would have hit record. I gotta download this.
I didn't mean to keep you awake either. This is just so cool.
No, you got me very intrigued now. All I can see is all I'm getting is a white blank piece of paper.
I'll bookmark this and I'll give it to you. Oh, it's not letting me bookmark it. Why not?
Okay. Adam said, look at this. Method for reducing the energy required for the movement of an object. This is from Karlheinz Fried. It's in the 2000s. Anticipated expirations 2021. Application status is expired today. Also.
What?
I'm not sure. 1/18/2020. Application status is expired. 1/18/2020.
Guess what the street address of this place is for this mathematics school of science in California that we're reading I'm reading the paper for.
What is it?
Page 388, right? 88 is the symbol of infinity, right?
Yes.
The street address is 18111.
One 18111.
Yeah.
1 infinity. So 11811 is in there.
Yeah, and then the page it's on is 388.
We're on to something here, guys.
Yeah, this is all about what you were reading. It's about, but I'm looking at this document for the Chatelet one, the MS one, still from the university, and you can see 2 points, and they've got intersecting points with a line through it, and they're telling you about where these points intersect and how they stabilize in the regions of integration.
This is crazy. Adam just pointed something out on this too. I said it was application status expired 1/18/2020 today, but it said anticipated expiration 6/10/2021.
I'm wondering if I can go to your thing and put it in on DLive.
So in the middle of this queue that says commit thy work to God, there's a rooster standing on a perch.
Oh, I see it.
There's Paul. It's Tachyon. Alright, let's pull this one up too. I'm looking at all this stuff. Adam says 2021-18 application status is abandoned.
It's beyond unbelievable, isn't it?
This says finally proof of St. Clair's Templar connections.
So Chatelet is pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? It's so crazy.
We've gone down a gigantic rabbit hole here, guys.
Did you see how many thumbs up it has? 14,155. 55.
This symbol looks weird on this paper that you just sent over here. Mutual and shared neighbor probabilities. Hold on a second. Thought I saw something that resembled it.
Oh, so you got the paper? You looked up the paper now?
Yeah, I got your link. I think we are ruining something. Is what Adam said. I think we're ruining something. What do you mean, Adam? Mutual and shared neighbor probabilities, finite and infinite dimensional results. I think start buffer too. I think Adam means send another patent over too.
Oh, it's probably me because I was on the Zoom and then came over to the thing for a second.
No, you're good.
Probably shouted out.
He just sent over another patent. He said this is even crazier.
What do you think about that other paper? It's crazy, isn't it?
I wonder if the only one to figure this out.
I was kind of wondering if that one site that sent us to about the gene, the MEF2A gene, which was another part of one of the decodes, if you go into and look it up, I wonder if that's the gene that allows you to travel easier, to time travel easier. Do you get what I'm saying? Why he linked it that way? Just talking about CRISPR-Cas9 genes and why they want to screen for it in newborns.
Oh, what gene was that again?
MEF2A, and that came from the Chatelet album too.
He just sent a patent for the Tachyon transceiver. Inventors Christopher R. Davey. Why do all these application status, why are they all abandoned on today?
Pretty cool anyway, huh?
This is crazy. I'm gonna leave these tabs open. We're gonna come whenever you guys get around tomorrow, and we're gonna come back to this, and because I want to stop the stream and download this video because it's going to 7 hours, so it's going to be a big download. And then I want to load it into one shot and chop it from whenever you called in. And then, fade in and fade out. And then upload it to, you know what I should just make the title of the video? I should just make the title to the video INAQ.
Yeah, it's in a queue, in a line.
I should just put in a queue and make that the video.
Which is what everything is. The points on the line, the circle, the toroid, it's all from a line. Everything comes from a single line.
But then if you go over to this dude's, no one knows who this mysterious John Quincy St. Clair is. And then you go down to his crest badge, and it says commit thy work to God, and it's a Q turned a little side, like, perfectly vertical. It doesn't give it away too much, but it's obviously a Q.
Does he have a watch on?
Does who have a watch on?
John Quincy.
You can't, I don't know. This guy, no one knows who he is.
Oh, there's no photo of him.
No one knows who he is.
Well, we do. Does he have a southern accent?
Don't know.
Is he wearing a watch that looks like JFK's watch? I think he might be.
I'm stuck to this emblem here, and I'm curious as to why it has a rooster in the middle of it.
Well, the rooster's a fighter, right?
Yep. And it's got its spurs on, but there's something more to this, and I'm seeing that I can't explain it.
I took a screenshot of it because I want to look at it.
Look at the coat of arms underneath it, too.
He's on a rope, right?
I think that is a rope. So
he's a sailor. Look at the whole circle around it. Just like Q's a sailor. It's a Q. The letter Q is the whole thing. It's a letter Q. And then it's got a sply which goes through a hole, which is a sailing thing, and the whole thing that's a circle is a bloody life ring.
Preserver.
The life preserver ring, yeah.
Yeah, because you can also tell that from, you see how the line that goes around to where it says God and then it curves in? It doesn't fulfill the circle complete.
You don't follow Q a whole lot, do you?
I follow the drops, but I got so lost in it, I couldn't get out of the rabbit hole, you know what I mean?
Because he references a few movies. One of the main movies is The White Squall, which is all about sailing. It's fucking him.
Look at this. You got that screenshot. Look at the
What's a rooster? Rooster's a cock, eh? The whole thing is bloody. He's got the cock in the fucking vagina hole, which is a target. He's got a hell of a humor, I'll tell you that much.
But look down here. Okay, so you see where it goes around and it says where it says God right here. Commit thy work to God. And then this black part right here. The buckle folds over is what that is. So the buckle goes from the inside and folds in. So it goes down by God and then it curves up like this. So it makes it look like it was hanging down and then folded in and then buckled down.
That must mean something too. I don't know what it means, to be honest with you. I know split. I know that's a splail on for
right there by the sea.
Coming out of the hole that by the sea, yeah, that's a splail, which is what they use in sailing for coming out of to splail lines. You put the line, the splail in the end, and it allows you to tie back inside the line itself.
Adam says, so we know what they got and where they got it from is why we are being shown this, so we aren't deceived because we're looking sure they aren't really abandoned. They can't be. What would be coincidental that on this day at the witching hour, wherever I'm at, which is where spirits roam the most, we would come across all these Adam slings all these patents over here that expire on this day today. While we're talking about Q, then we run along to John Q. St. Clair, who no one knows who he is, but he's invented all this mysterious stuff. His crest badge, commit thy work to God, is a Q, and it's a life preserver with a rooster on a rope.
So why does someone trying to save the world have a life preserver as their thing? Unless there's going to be a great flood. That's why he chose that line of work, and God chose him to be a sailor and know about the marine life and that sort of thing.
This is bothering me because on this thing it's dark. All of it is dark, right? Including the rope. But the rooster is not as dark as everything else. It's like it was placed there afterthought. Like it's secondary to this picture.
Well, would a rooster take out what are the bad birds? You know, the birds that were on the side of Epstein's buildings, the cockatoos. Would a rooster kill a cockatoo?
Let's see.
Would a rooster protect his own?
Rooster symbolism and meaning. Spirit and totem. Powerful animal. Rooster spirit guide. When rooster struts in your spirit animal, it's time to celebrate your uniqueness. Rooster as a totem animal belongs to those who never give up. Call in rooster as your power animal when you need to rise and shine. So rooster symbolism and meaning. You need a boost in confidence. Are you hiding your most authentic self? Is it time management challenging for you? Rooster as a spirit totem, a powerful animal, can help. Rooster teaches you how to... Are you shitting me? Rooster teaches you how to awaken your inner strength and how to stand confident when sharing your voice. Dive deeply in rooster symbolism and meaning to find out how this animal spirit can motivate you and support you. There's a reason for the term cock of the walk is what that is, dude.
Yes.
Q, the cock of the walk. Roosters are almost impossible to intimidate and truly believe they are, quote, all that and a bag of chips, and who blame them? This barnyard fowl can have much magnificently colored plumage that really have no choice but to strut their stuff. It's a popular symbol throughout China and Japan.
He's no longer having the subcontractors. He's listening and laughing right now.
By crowing the dawn, the rooster spirit chases away evil spirits. The Chinese assign the rooster as a proverbial mascot to 5 virtues: civil responsibility, marital fidelity, courage, kindness, and confidence. This creature dependently at dawn gives it the additional meanings of punctuality and consistency. Feng Shui practitioners paint a red rooster on houses' walls for protection from fire, or a white one to safeguard the home from demons. And the rooster on this emblem here is white. right? On this crest
Yes,
badge, it's white.
I'm putting a bloody rooster on my house. It's going up as soon as possible.
It says Japanese mythology tells us of the brave rooster who enticed Amaterasu out of her cave, hereby bringing sun back to the world. Among Taoists, rooster is a lucky emblem, and in some settings, roosters are thought to act as divine messengers.
Divine messenger from God.
Well, if it goes along with what this picture, who this Q hides in the shade he lays, and he's Jubal, then he is an angelic being who says, in the shade I lay, and he's a 007, at points emerging, probably entering. So he's Pepe.
In the shade he lays, and in the Bible it says, "Thou shalt have frogs come out of their mouths," which is the evil ones.
Man, this is getting so. Put on your waders, boys. The shit's getting deep. Portuguese folklore tells us of miraculous rescue made by a theft. When he faced his accuser, he claimed that the rooster on the table intended for the banquet would crow as soon as they put a noose around his neck. The judge ignored the warning and took him to hang nonetheless. True enough, the rooster stood up and crowed, telling the judge of his terrible error. Thankfully, a poorly made knot kept the accused from dying, and he was given his freedom to travel in peace. Thus, this
Wait.
Yes.
He just said a poorly made knot. Look at this. Look at. That's what boatsmen do. Is they make knots. They know how they work inside and out, and how to untwist the knot.
God, dude. Jeez. Poorly made knot kept the accused from dying, and he was given freedom to travel in peace. Thus, in this region, the rooster represents truth, equity, particularly in the matters of law. Oh, we're about to get into astrology and Orion. Orion has a rooster companion that communicates messages to the gods. Rooster is also one of the 12 animals in the Chinese zodiac. These kinds of associations may have been part of the reason that the rooster's divination, it's called electromancy, also called, electromancy, evolved.
Yeah. And this is the convergence, pretty much the convergence. And someone said to me the 21st, which is only 3 days away, right? 3 days.
Yep.
Which is, somebody said something was going to happen on the 21st, 3 days after the patent change went, so someone else could use that patent now. 3 days after,
from John Q. St. Clair. Nobody knows who this guy is either, and he just so happens to have a middle name Q. With that emblem of a Q, that's obviously a flotation device. It says, "Commit thy work to God." Dude, hold on a second. Go to. I'm gonna. If I type this in and it pulls up something, then we found out who it is. I put that phrase in here, and it pulls up something. We're hacking the system. What
was Q always saying?
Adam says, remember the yin and yang symbolizing video we watched earlier? Yes.
I didn't see it, but that's what led me all here was this guy on this other chat place. He was telling me that I sort of told him about the water and stuff, and he said that the yin and the yang of the water is like fire and water. It's fire was also the other way of transporting. If you read the Bible, fire was. And I said, well, I figured out how to do it with water. And the guy was like, yeah, well, you've been led here by God, basically. That the fire and water are the same duality in the freaking yin and yang. Because isn't it Elijah that was brought into God's realm by fire, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what brought it all out. Is that you could go to it with water to the other side of the coin, which fire could be electrical too. So there's that connection. And what happens when you get in water? You multiply the electricity that runs through you is multiplied. And if you're in, that's why I told you, if you go into water that's mineralized, it's like a battery, and you're super earthing yourself into the water, because the mineralized water now is the battery, and you're inside the battery. You're jumping in the water, and the ley lines connecting to the battery is shocking it, just going into you, just supercharging you.
Man. We need to do a show on this in particular.